welcome to Quirky Books with Katie. Today I'm going to be doing a joint review of two books, both of which are by Sarah Ockler. The first one is 20 Boy Summer, and I apologize in advance because I am currently sick, so if I sound really stuffed up, that is why. This book is about a girl who was in love with her best friend's brother, and just as their relationship starts to kind of heat up, he dies. And this book takes place a year later, and the main character, Anna, is still dealing with this death because her best friend does not know that the two of them were involved. When I first picked up this book, I thought it was just going to be, the fluffy summer contemporary that I was hoping for. And that was totally not the case. This book was actually really sad and a bit depressing at times because its main focus was death and what do you do when someone you love dies, and it kind of goes through the process of grief and what exactly happens. I really, really enjoyed this book. And what I liked most about this book was, well, a couple things. First being the writing. It had so many memorable quotes, and I felt like it was really relatable, especially if you know what it's like to go through loss of someone that you love. And I think that's something that a lot of people have to deal with. And I loved a lot of the parts that had to deal with that, especially the part about the pennies, where she was saying that Matt always told her to found a penny on the ground that she should leave it there for someone else to have a lucky day. And she continued to do that. There were many parts during this book where I cried. I'm not even gonna lie. And I think that's why I liked it. For me, I don't really cry during a lot of books. My emotion is more like this, which is embarrassing. And I mean, that means I get emotional, but if I actually cry, now that's something. There's only a small handful of books that have ever made me cry, and this is one of them. The only thing that I didn't like about this book was that during the middle, when they're off on their 20 Boy Summer, hence the title, and they're kind of picking up guys, and Anna, as she starts to go with this guy, Sam, she kind of forgets about Matt. And I get that that was kind of the point of the book, to have her move on and get over her grief. I just thought that the guy she fell in love with, Sam, was very one-sided, and I didn't really get why she was in love with him. If it was just to erase Matt, I wasn't really that much of a fan of that aspect of it. But otherwise, I think this is a great book. If you're looking for a contemporary, definitely go pick this up, or anything by Sarah Ockler, by that matter. Her newest book, I think it's called The Book of Broken Hearts, comes out in like a week or two, so I will definitely go pick that up. The second book that I'm going to be talking about today is the book that I actually just finished yesterday, and that is Fixing Delilah. I love this book even more than 20 Boy Summer. This is by far my favorite Sarah Ockler book. This is the story of Delilah Hannaford. And ever since she's been younger, she's kind of had a messed up family life. She never got to meet her dad because he died before she was born. And she used to go up to her family's lake house in Vermont during the summer, and she stopped going when she was 8 years old, and she doesn't know why. And she's currently in a lot of trouble. She was caught shoplifting, and her mom whisks her back off to their house in Vermont because her grandmother just died. This is another book about grief, actually. I think that's kind of a prevalent theme in Sarah Ockler's books. And it's also about what do you do when you have family problems. And I mean, everyone has family problems. No one's family is perfect. So there was a ton of things I enjoyed about this book. I know usually how I'm going to feel about a book by page like 100, 200. I even have in my notes here, by like page 50, I knew I was in love with this book. And I think the main reason was because it was really relatable, at least to me. Like, the feelings that the main character felt were things that I felt before, and it felt like the author kind of like went inside my head and kind of like wrote out what I was feeling. Like, it was that relatable and kind of creepy in a way, but I think that's really good when an author can have you relate to a book, because I feel like, especially, that if I relate to a book and the main character, I'm a lot more likely to really enjoy it. Always, this book by Sarah Ockler had phenomenal writing. There was a ton of quotes that I loved and that I liked on Goodreads. And By the end of this book, I was an emotional wreck. Not only was I crying, but I was doing the weird sobby gasp weird thing that I do. And I really enjoyed it. And this book really did stick with me because of the things that the main character learns. I think it kind of helped me learn some things about myself too. So I actually gave both of these books, 20 Boy Summer and Fixing Delilah, 5 out of 5 stars. And in fact, something that almost never happens for me, I'm not even being sarcastic when I say that, Fixing Delilah is one of my new favorite books. For me, that is just insane. At this point, I have had 10 favorite books that are on my all-time list. Yes, that's right, only 10. I know some people have 30, some people have 50. I only have 10, and now we are going to try the newest book, which is book 11. And if you guys want to see me do a video on my favorite books, I'd be happy to do that. Thank you for watching my review of both of these books. If you've read either of them, I want to know what you guys think. So let me know in the comments below. What's your favorite book by Sarah Ockler? Mine is Fixing Delilah, if it's not obvious. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to you again soon.